Hello, hello. Super excited. We are going to bring Anais on today to talk about proactive versus reactive business decisions. So I'm going to bring her on and she's going to teach us some great stuff today. I'm super, super excited to have her on. Her and I have been in contact for a while now, and she's finally joining. There she is. Hello. Hi. Thank Hi.
Thank you. For
Good to
sure.
have you. Thank
For
you for
sure. So
coming
happy to be
on.
here.
Awesome. Well, thank you to everybody joining as well. I'm super, super excited to get into this topic. When we talked about it, I'm like, this is it. Let's do it. I can't wait. So, before we get started, do you want to
For
introduce yourself, what you
sure.
do,
So my name is
all that?
Anais Papajanian. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, live in Los Angeles now. I started my coaching practice about months ago. I do career coaching and business coaching. Primarily work with millennial women and first generation women. A lot of the topics I help people with are operations with a business, communication, delegation, but also self-advocacy, learning to speak up for yourself and learning to just to manage your time better, regardless if you're a business owner or an employee. So
I love it. That was so good, and you nailed it. Perfect. Okay, we're definitely aligning on this. Okay, cool. So, proactive versus reactive business
definitely.
decisions. You ready to dive into that? Okay, cool. Cool. So, when we think about proactive versus reactive, what would you consider a proactive decision versus a
Sure.
reactive
So
decision? Let's just get the
this is
terminology.
pretty broad. And it really just depends on what you're looking at. But my definition of proactive is this is an intentional decision, as in you took the time, you thought about it, and it was something that you utilized your resources to come to on your own. A reactive decision is something we're almost forced to do based on the experiences that you have or situation in front of you. So I like to give an example. An example of a decision, particularly would be like if you know you have like 10 customers calling in, right? And you're like, okay, I don't know where to go, I don't know how to start, and you spend your entire like being on the phone, talking to them, like, getting them what they need, but it takes away from the rest of your day, right? Versus being proactive or along the lines of you set aside, like, for instance, and say, okay, I'm going to get back to these people within this span of time. It's more about your vision, um, and like it's something that you want to do in that moment.
Right. I love that. Yeah, this is so important. I always like talk to my clients and like you're working in your business, but are you working more in your
That
business than on your business? So I feel like that's a good differentiation between reactive and
for
proactive
sure.
as well at times, not all of it, but cool. So how can we as business owners, women business owners, make more proactive decisions? Like how do you
Sure.
walk your
So
clients through that?
the two main things that I tell people, and a lot of it has to do with communication. That's generally how proactive and gets mixed up. So there's two things you need to tell people: when they can reach you and how they can reach you. If you don't tell them that, then they're going to assume you're available to them when and however is convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the number one
Right.
thing that I tell people is if, for instance, you prefer to be communicated by text or by email, you tell them, hey, if you have a question for me or if you have a request, send it to me by email and make sure you include these things. in that request or in that question. You have to get really great when you want to have control over your time.
Right. So basically,
Correct.
you're saying setting boundaries on how your clients communicate with you so that there's no disappointment with the clients and you can really hone in and increase your
Exactly. And it's
productivity
not
through
only
that.
your clients, it it applies to your as well, or even your business partners, whoever you're working with, whoever is requesting your time. And if you don't tell them what works best for you and give them a timeline for when they can expect to get a response, then set yourself up for disappointment and them because you're ignoring them or something. Uh, so just getting specific about how and when they can expect things from you.
I like that. I like that. Do you have like, okay, so that kind of like
Sure.
does boundaries for communication. Based off of that, what do you think, like as business owners, how can we be more proactive so that reactive basically, excuse my language, shit hits the fan and we got to figure this out right now because something didn't go right. So proactive cannot just be in the communication with your clients or business partners, but also in other
Definitely. I
areas of
think
your
a
business,
good
right?
way about that, because as a business owner, you are going to have to put fires out. That's just how it is. There is no business owner that can tell you that every week is the same. They go by their schedule every day and complete all their tasks. It's impossible. You can get close to it though. And the way you do that, one of the best ways is understanding when you do your best work, and literally blocking that off in your calendar, or when you want to do types of tasks. For example, if you know that first thing in the morning, that's when you're in creative mode, put a block aside, okay, from 9 to 11. I'm just writing content, and if things come my way, it's gonna have to wait unless it's a fire, literally, which I hope you have fires happening every
Right.
day in your
That makes
business.
sense.
Um, but um, but you know that you're not going to constantly checking your email during that time or replying to anything that comes right in that second. You know that that's your creative time, right? So that's an easy way of
Right.
just being proactive about the things you really want to accomplish. So because like the trap that I fall into, I'm too ambitious with my to-do list, and then I start doing something and then what comes in, so then I'm halfway doing like 10 things versus doing two or three things all the way through, right? And the way that is
Right.
by setting
Right.
blocks aside and holding myself accountable to say I'm not going to get this until after I'm done with this blog or whatever it may be.
Right. Okay. I like that. And I mean, we're not perfect. So like time blocking only works to a certain extent, but I like having the like time block of like if there's something that you really want to work on your business to really block that out like a longer period of time so that you can take the time without distractions like you just said and really work on something and your full focus on it so you don't end up doing 10 things at the same time, multitask, someone walks in, we have a problem or whatever is going on. So
Yeah,
I love that. That's great
sure.
advice.
I think just, proactive versus reactive it's broad and it covers so many different things. But I always come back to like, what's the why behind it, right? Is the why something decided that it is important, or it's someone else decided? That, to me, that's the differentiation between being proactive
Mhm.
means you're in control. Reactive means other people control. And certain things that, and control is an interesting word, but it's more about like just, okay, is this something that I put an intention to do? Or
Now stick with that.
yeah,
Stick with that. I like that. Stick with it because I like
right,
that because that we want to be in control. And so proactive is where we're really in control of our
correct.
business. Reactive is when
Exactly.
we start losing control. And ending with that, that's perfect. So if you're in control in your business, you're doing well. If you have issues where you feel like you're not in control most of the time, then as you said, start questioning where that reactive is coming from so
Right.
that we
You
can
want
change
to
it
run
into
business. You
proactive.
don't want your business to run you.
Exactly. I love that. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, Before we end this, if anybody wants to check you out or get something or learn more about what it
For
is
sure.
you do, where can
So
they find you?
my website is probably the best place to start, and it has all my info, background, what I do, Anais.coach. And then I'm active on LinkedIn and Instagram, and my Instagram handle is my full Anais Babajani. So happy to chat. Love any questions. That's how you can reach me.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for anybody joining and watching this. And I hope
Thank
you have
you.
an amazing
Appreciate it.
rest of your week.